Today I'm going to be making this wall plant hanger. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Sheena Joy, and if macrame is your jam, then subscribe and hit the bell notifications. Okay, let's get started. On a 6-inch dowel, attach all 12 cords. Quick tip, you can actually create your lark's head knots first and slip it onto the wooden dowel. This saves time. To create a regular lark's head knot, you find the center of your cord by folding it in half, and with the loop, you put it over top of your wooden dowel and then pull the tail ends through. Repeat until all 12 cords are on your dowel. Next, we're going to tie 3 rows of alternating square knots. To create your square knot, you will need 4 cords. You'll be using the 2 outer cords to tie around the center cords, and it goes left over right and under and right over left and under. If I'm going too fast for you, no worries, you can always check out my knot tutorial playlist. Or you can always adjust the speed of this video by tapping the 3 dots on the top right corner. Alright, once you have your 3 rows of alternating square knots, divide your work in half. We're going to be carrying on with the alternating square knot pattern, but this time we're going to create a void in the center. To do this, we're going to be leaving out the last 2 cords in each row. Because this looks a little messy and it might sound a little complicated, I'm going to keep this in real time for you. But essentially, we're just trying to create a diamond in the center. Feel free to skip ahead if you got this. Okay, we're going to be repeating the same process but mirrored this time. So we will be leaving the first 2 cords out of every row. I decided to speed up this section just because I think you got it. But I did end up removing the last 2 rows on both sides. You don't have to, I just found that it was easier because it was visually distracting. I will be retying those in a minute. But for now, we're going to be tying 4 vertical double half hitches on both sides. By removing the last 2 rows of square knots, it really helps guide me so that I know where to stop with my double half hitches. I don't know about you, but macrame is really therapeutic for me, so my hands sometimes go in autopilot, so it really helps to have those guidelines. Okay, we're going to be doing the same thing to the right side. We're going to be working with the next 4 cords and tying vertical double half hitches. Okay, I decided to do another row of vertical double half hitches here, except we're just going to be working with 3 cords. Okay, and now in the very center, we're going to tie a square knot with the 4 cords in the middle. Okay, now I'm going to close off the diamond by tying the rest of our vertical double half hitches. Don't forget we have 2 rows here and we're using the same lead cords as we were before. Be sure to tie one last double half hitch to close your lead cords. Okay, moving along, we're going to be filling in the sides using our alternating square knot pattern. This is the spot where I'd removed the 2 rows that I tied previously. I told you I'd be tying those back again. There's no tricks here, so I'm just going to speed it up until we get to the base of our diamond shape. And of course, fill in the opposite side. Okay, we're going to be doing something similar, so let's divide our work in half again. I like to wrap my cords on the rolling rack just so that it's up and out of the way. And just like we did previously, I'm going to be creating a void with alternating square knots. This time I'm leaving out the last 4 cords on both sides. So let me just get those up and out of the way here. And just like before, we're going to be tying our vertical double half hitches. But we're only going to be doing 1 row this time. Okay, now that I'm not distracted, let's tie those square knots with the last 4 cords on both sides again. Okay, now this is important. Make sure that you divide the center in half. And it really helps to remove the second half out of the way. Now all we're doing is more vertical double half hitches, but there's a catch. Instead of working with the cords that are closest to the lead cord, we're going to be working with the cords that are furthest away. So we will be working from the center to the outside. Sounds a little confusing, I know, but just watch, you'll see. By working your cords in this order, it kind of gives it a fan-like shape in the center. This just gives it kind of a neat little detail to it. Also, I'd like to point out that it's easier when you remove the cords that you had just worked up and out of the way. That way you're careful not to forget any cords when you're moving towards the outside of the diamond. Alrighty, let's speed this up a little bit so I can show you what to do next. Okay, bring your cords down, and what I like to do is cinch it just a little bit so that it is in line with the center of our diamond. Let's bring down the other half, and we're going to be working the other side. And of course, it's the exact same thing, only mirrored. Once you get to the center, join your 2 lead cords together with another double half hitch. And you guessed it, we are going to be tying more alternating square knots to fill into the very bottom of our diamond shape again. If you tried this pattern, feel free to tag me on Instagram. I would really love to see. Also, I love to give out shout outs on my Instagram stories. My Instagram handle is Simply Inspired. Alright, so we're going to be doing more alternating square knots, only with each row we're going to be leaving out 2 cords on opposite ends. This creates a V shape. Next, we're going to be creating the pocket for our mason jar. To create this, grab 2 cords on opposite ends and curve them around and tie a square knot. Make sure that you are curving them around so that it creates a cylinder shape. I tied mine at about 1.5 inches from the bottom of our alternating square knot V. You may need to do some experimenting here. It really depends on the size of your mason jar or vase that you are using. So just be sure to test if it fits, and mine does, and carry on with the pattern once you're satisfied. What we'll be doing is creating a diamond shape, but this time out of alternating square knots. So take 2 cords from the back and curve it around to create another square knot. Again, take 2 cords from the back, curve it around, and create your square knot again. And then finally, using the 4 cords in the middle, tie your final square knot. Here I'm double checking my mason jar just to make sure that it sits right. And finally, tie a gathering knot right at the base. So make a loop and wrap your tail around several times, and then pull the tail end through the loop, cinching it into your gathering knot. To finish this off, trim off your tail ends and voila! I think fairy lights or flameless candles would look beautiful in this. What do you think? If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Also, here are 2 more videos I think you'll enjoy. I'll see you over there.